All right, let's start thinking spring here, and this is about my first seed order and just getting going for 2020. Well, outside today, it's 50-mile-an-hour winds and lake snow, and it's really miserable out there, so it's really a great day to be working on a video like this. You really can't do anything outside anyway. And hopefully this weather will break soon. We did have a warm spell last week, but meanwhile, just staying warm by the fire now and, enjoying that. This is what's left of my wood for the year. I only brought down about 10 face cords this year, and this is going to be a record season for the least amount of wood we've ever used. Previously it was 12, but now this looks like we're going to get away with 10. And I tell you what, this kindling cracker, I've been using this a lot, and I really love it. You can see I've got stacks of kindling constantly ready for the fire, and it just makes it so easy and so safe to do. I'd highly recommend one of these things. But anyhow, I'm getting ready to start my first plants of the year. I didn't have time to do my lettuce this spring, which really kind of stunk, but now I'm trying onions for my first time. I've never started onions from seed before, and I may be a little bit late getting started here. I don't know, but I figured I'm going to give them a try because I like those big, sweet Spanish onions, and usually I'll buy a couple of the sets to put in the ground. But this year I decided, what the heck, I'll try the seeds and, just see how they grow. And so I got out some of those little plastic seed trays there and putting like 3 seeds in each cavity just in case it's poor germination. You never know. And throw a little water on there, and I did start bringing up my grow lights and stuff and stands, and they're just sitting there for now until I get the other containers out. But here you can see I'm just using the plastic containers I used to store my cups in, and they make pretty nice little greenhouses to get the plants going. Then last week we had a couple nice days where it got warm enough to get out there and start pruning the trees. I really don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just trimming them back a little bit, but someday I may just rip these apple trees out anyway, because when you don't use any kind of pesticide on them, you just get like wormy apples, and it attracts a lot of deer. And then it's down to the grapevines there. And these, I think I got these down pretty good. I just trimmed back all of last year's growth and, get them cleaned up good. They do go pretty wild over, the course of a summer. So hopefully I'll get a good crop this year. And, this is, when it all starts, trimming them all back. If you don't do this, you just wind up with a bunch of little tiny grapes. So everything's all trimmed up and ready to go. And I did find a little hummingbird nest up at one of the trees. I was wondering how little they were. Then it's time to get out there and clean out the bluebird boxes. I've got 5 of these boxes out there. And every spring you have to clean them out for the, the next generation of birds to come in. And sure enough, they all had nests in this here. I think one of them wasn't a bluebird. I think it was like a sparrow's nest because the box was only about half full. But you can see I just scrape out all the old nests to make sure it's dry in there and all cleaned out. And I guess some people disinfect them or something like that, but I really don't bother. I've had no problems in the past. So I just make sure they're all clean and dry in there, and a couple little nails that just push in the sides to keep them closed during the summer. So I'm just going to go down the row here and get them all cleaned out, ready to go. I have seen, a lot of birds out early this year, and so I think, imagining with this warm weather, they'll all be coming back soon. And hard to imagine how many trips they made with the little pieces of straw to make all those nests. And I'm inside trying to clean up. These are basil seeds that I saved from last year, and I just use a little strainer to break up the little clusters of them and separate them like that. I found out if you don't do this, I've had trouble where they don't germinate properly. And then I've had some people ask me about whatever happened to the ground cherries last year, and these are the wreaths that my wife made from them. She dried them, picked up some dollar store little grapevine wreaths there, and just hot glued them to there, and they really did come out nice. And you can see the nice bright color that they had. So now it's time to get on to the seed order that I received. Now, I always plant marigold seeds, and this year I decided to try a new one, a big orange Hawaii one. And these are the Cracker Jack mix that I plant every year, and they do help keep bugs out of my garden, I think. And then I decided to try some of these little fluffy orange sunflowers this year. I've never tried them before. And also some of the darker colored sunflowers I decided to try this year for the first time. And they did send me a couple of free flowers. This one here, it's a little zinnia, and I'm going to plant them. And also another cosmos that came free with a seed order. It's nice that they toss in some extras. And then soon I'll be putting the lettuce outside. And this is the black-seeded Simpson that we plant every year. It's a nice leaf lettuce. And then we plant this Merlot every year. And some years it's good and some years it's not. It all depends on the weather. And this is the new one I haven't tried before, so I figured I'd give it a try this summer. And butter crunch, we do that every year, and we've always had good luck with that. But it doesn't do well in the warmer temperatures. And this is like a romaine that really does good in the warmer temperatures, so we plant this every year also. And you can't skip the habanadas. They're really great. They're one of my favorite peppers here. And the natapinos, I've been so enjoying them, the pickled ones that I did. I eat them on a sandwich every day almost. And then these red Belgian peppers, they're a real good producer that we've had good luck with. These Adjavarskis, they've been a really good producer too. A nice flavorful red pepper. These are the old standbys that we plant every year. They always do good. And then these are like a pimiento type pepper that's super sweet. We put a couple of them in each year also. And the Anaheims, I'm only going to do like 1 or 2 plants of them this year because I just had so many of them last year. And then these are the little Italian stuffing, thick-walled Italian stuffing peppers that we're still enjoying in the freezer. And then the CUBANELLEs, we always throw some of them in too for the sausage and peppers on the grill. And these are our favorite tomato. We're enjoying them dried still. We always throw them in the dehydrator. They're a drying tomato. And the Amish paste are something we've planted forever, and they always do well. They're our basic tomato. And then the Paul Robesons, these are really our favorite dark tomato. And this year they only came with 25 seeds in a pack. I couldn't believe that. Then I'm trying some of these Bonnie's Best to see if they're a good canning tomato. And I've never had much luck with Brandywines, but I decided to try a black one this year just to see. And then I am going to throw a couple of these in because they did really good last year. And these are the yellow sweet Spanish onions that I just showed you planting. And then I'm going to throw in some rutabagas. And notice how they were overpacked, it says, due to low germination. So I guess you have to plant a lot of them in, just some purple top turnips, which are, a great treat. And then I want to try some Chinese chives. We have standard chives, but decided I wanted to try a couple of these. And this old, 5-color Swiss chard, we put this in every year. They call it rainbow chard. And the Bloomsdale spinach, that's the only one we've had luck with because it usually gets warm in the spring. And this goes, it takes a while to bolt. Plus the purple lady bok choy. This does good if the bugs don't get it. And, just some radishes. I've got these plus some other old packs that I'll put in. And then I'm going to put in some of these Little Fingers eggplants. We enjoy them. They're really productive and they have a really great flavor. And our favorite eggplant of all time is this Rosa Bianca. They just freeze so well, and we're still enjoying them in the freezer. Just throw them in the air fryer and heat them up. They come out great. And then comes some carrots. We tried that corroded long last year for the first time. It did good, so I decided to try the other newer version of it this year. And the Nantes, and then we also plant some of the Danvers too, that I have old seeds left over. And then I'm trying this blue kale this year. We've never tried this one before, but it looks like it's going to be pretty good. And then the standard old, the blue curled Scotch kale, which we plant every year. And same with these soil long cucumbers. They produce all summer right into the fall. Never have trouble with bugs. And then for other cucumbers, we're going with basically the pickling type, the Boston and the Chicago pickling, and actually I'm trying something called a muncher this year that's supposed to be a good pickling / eating type cucumber. So, this is something new for me. And then the old, butternut squash. We plant them every year, and we're still enjoying them from the root cellar. And then we've had our best luck with these Detroit dark red beets. They seem to be the sweetest and the tenderest beets we grow. And then we're back to the old New England sugar pie pumpkins. I give up on all those other fancy types. I decided to try a little melon this year just to, see if I have any luck with it. Then this is our favorite lettuce, but they don't carry it this year, so luckily I have some leftover seeds from last year here. And then, the yellow squash, either leftover seeds also from last year. And some leftover of these Romanesco. These are a zucchini type squash that were good. And then I'm going to plant a ton of just a plain black beauty zucchini because I have been so enjoying the dehydrated ones. We've been eating them as snacks all winter, and they're almost gone now. So here you can see these are other seeds that I did save from the garden from last year that, will be going in the ground also. And I just thought I'd share this with you and, give you an idea of what I'll be planting this year. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.